So around a year ago now, I pulled the trigger on something. I did a thing that is very kind of touchy in the photography world, and that is switching camera brands. I went from being a Canon user to full-time using Sony. Don't use Canon anymore. Still got a couple of Canon cameras, but they just sit on the shelf and collect dust as sort of like memorabilia, if you will. I'd wanted to do this for a while, but there was like two things that were holding me back from doing the switch from Canon to Sony. The first being the fact that Sony cameras are hella expensive, like ridiculous money. The lenses are just stupid, so I only own one G Master lens and I bought that literally last week. The rest of it, it's all Sigma glass. So that was the first factor of why I didn't switch, and the second was the whole sort of learning curve from going from a camera brand that you've used since the beginning of your career, so you know that camera inside out, to go into a completely new setup, a completely new system, especially Sony, who are known for their god-awful fucking menu systems. So I was just like, do I really need to do this learning curve and literally learn how to use a camera again, essentially? I know how to shoot the photos, but am I going to know what's where when I need it? Like on a Canon camera, I was like a wizard, basically. I'd just do it all. Didn't even need to look. I could just do it. And I was just like, is it going to be the same on Sony? But I pulled the trigger, like I said, and I made the switch. And without a doubt, in my mind, in my opinion anyway, using a Sony camera over the Canon camera is just the way to go. There's so many things you can do with the camera when you've got it and you know how to use it that literally make the workflow on the Sony probably 10 times easier than it is on the Canon camera, which is like an easier camera to use. You just got to know how to do it on the Sony. So I've come up with 3 productivity hacks to sort of get your camera set up, customized to however you want it, that will honestly make your workflow so easy on this camera, and it will make it so easy to use, whether you're literally switching to Sony now or you've had the camera for ages and you haven't done this, which if you haven't, then come on, you should have done this, because you're going to be like watching this video and you're going to look at your camera and you're like, why have I not done that? I am stupid. But yeah, let's do 3 productivity hacks on how to make your Sony the easiest camera in the world to use. So what we're going to do this is we're actually going to switch over to my old Canon camera. So I will apologize in advance for the poor quality that this video is going to be from now on, because it's all going to be shot in 1080p on an old Canon 650D. So we're going to switch to that, and the first thing we're going to talk about is going back to the god-awful menu system of the Sony, and that is the custom menu, which is a lifesaver, by the way. So let's do that. So to get to this custom menu, what you want to do is hit your menu settings and go all the way across to the star at the top, and this is literally where you can just keep everything you need all the time. So I've got my formatting, my card there, control a smartphone because, you know, no flip out screen, so I can't really see myself. Silent shooting, which is a really, really handy one for if you're shooting stuff like weddings. And then you've got your custom keys, which is one that we will come to in a minute, but it's literally customization heaven. And then I've got on the bottom my peaking settings, because when I want to do manual focus, if I'm doing a video, shooting in log means that it's quite hard to actually see what's in focus. So I've just got that there, so I can flick it on and off nice and easy. So to be able to add things to your custom menu, what you need to do, like I said, is go to the start, and then before you add anything, this is what you'll see. So click add item, and then go through the literally millions of pages and options you have to add to this. So if you wanted to add date and time, click that, and then choose where you want it. I had to make a new page because I got too many things on this page, so I just went to page 2, add to this location, click add, and it's added. And then literally just click to the page and it's there for you to change, nice and easy. And then if you want to delete things, all you do is just click on either delete item, delete page, and then choose what you want to delete, click delete, and it's gone. Super easy to use. This is honestly such a lifesaver. Like the amount of times I've been out with my mates and they haven't got their custom menu set up, because most people I know use a Sony a7 III. They haven't got the custom menu set up. I'll be there like, oh, I'm just going to format my card quick. Oh, I'm just going to do this quick. Oh, I'm just going to do this quick. And they're going, page 1. Page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because there's like different pages and then 30 different menus in each. So they'll go through everything. I'll just go straight to my custom menu, click what I need to do, done, on with shooting. Whereas they could spend 5 minutes trying to find what they need to do. So setting up these custom pages with everything that you use on the regular is essential, 100%. Let's go to number 2. So the second thing we're going to talk about is the custom dial thingies, number 1 and 2 on your camera. This is more of like a videography side of things, and that's what I use it for personally. I literally just use it to be able to quickly and easily switch between shooting in 24p for stuff like this, and then to 120p for stuff like slow motion video, because then you've just got your settings there at the flick of a switch. Look at the flick of the switch, and you don't have to piss ass around with changing everything and forgetting to change things, and then being like, oh, I was trying to shoot that in slow-mo, but I forgot to change it to 120p, or oh, I changed to 120p, but I was still at a 50th of a second shutter speed, and everything looks weird. So just being able to flick that switch and have the right settings that you need straight away is a lifesaver. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So to set this up on your camera, what you're going to want to do is go to the video mode, and then obviously set everything to how you want it for your preference in the video. So for slow motion, 120p, and then obviously set your shutter speed to 1/250th. Set your aperture to how you want it, your picture profile, your ISO, your white balance, all that crap. And then go through, search for the memory recall buttons and click there, and then just select whichever one you want it to be saved to. Click OK, and it will literally be there for you to use whenever you need it. Then you can literally just switch between either 1 or 2. Look at that demonstration, lovely. And then as you can see here, I'm in number 1 and I've got 24p, 1/50th of a second, and the rest of my settings. And then if I switch to number 2, 2/50th of a second shutter, 120p, and the same settings. Back to 1, straight away switched. Back to 2, straight away switched. Perfect. That little hack has saved my ass so many times. Like, it's actually ridiculous. Like, I'll just be filming away and then I'll look down and I'll be like, oh shit, I'm still in 24p. Just quickly switch to 120, all good to go, do the same shot. Don't know how you quite do it for photography. I don't really know what you'd want to set it up as unless you're in a studio all the time and you've got like specific settings for a setup that you've always got set. That might work, but I tend to use this more for video. On to number 3. The third thing we're going to talk about is the custom buttons. Customization heaven, I'm telling you. I'm just going to get straight into it because I love this. So, customization heaven. You've got custom buttons 1 and 2 on the top, 3 on the side. Your delete button is custom button number 4. You can customize this entire wheel, the center button on this little dongle, and then both your AF buttons, which is sick. To do this, you want to find your custom key settings. You can set different ones for photo and video depending on what you need them for, and look at all these things you can customize. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to tell you how to have it laid out, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So if you want to customize number 1, click on custom button 1, search through the multitude of things that you can choose from to actually customize the button with, which is ridiculous. Look at all that madness. But say you're like me, you want it to be your focus area. Click focus area, and that will now, whenever you hit number 1, bring up your focus area so you can quickly and easily change it to be whatever you need it to be for whatever you're shooting, which is amazing. Having my custom key button set out has honestly saved my ass so many times on shoots. Literally, it just makes life so much easier, and I can now go through because I know what's where, click a button if I need it, and I know that whatever I've set there is just going to be so easy to get to. And the fact that you can set between photo and video to be different is honestly insane, because some of the things that you use in photography modes you don't need in video. For example, you can have one of your buttons set to be your drive mode, so you can switch between single shooting, continuous shooting, bursts, or like bracketing or whatever. But obviously in video, you don't need that. So you could switch that in video to be, say, switching between picture profiles, so you can shoot in S-Log, or quickly change it to go to, say, HLG, or take your profiles off. Whatever you need it to be, you can click it and sort it out rather than having to go through the entire menu system and find specific things to do whatever you need to do. You can just hit a button and it's there, ready for you to use. So it's 100% worth spending the time going through the abundance of options that you can choose from to choose things to have that you think you're going to use regularly and have them on your custom buttons, because that's what they're there for. You might as well utilize it. I could actually do an entire video in itself on what I've got my custom buttons laid out to be. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments and I can do like a breakdown of what I've got my custom buttons set to, why I've got them set to that, and maybe that will help you out if you're thinking about what you want to set your different things to make your life easier. That could be a fun one. I might do that actually. I hope this video really helped you out, and it's sort of like, if you're thinking of switching, I hope it helped you make the decision, because I would not look back. Like I said, Sony is the best thing that I could have chosen for my personal workflow and my work. So I hope you found some, what's the word? Oh, I've become brain dead. I hope you found some use in this video. Let's go with that. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. We have been growing. We've been growing. We've gained a few subscribers in the last month and it's looking good. So new videos every week. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and I guess I'll see you next week. See you later.